Hive. So today we're going to do a spread and look at relationships, and we've all been in or know about certain relationships that we know we need to leave, but we just can't. And so I'm going to call this series, Why Can't I Quit You? And we're just going to see how it goes. So we're going to start off with Aries. Aries people who are their sun, moon, and rising are in Aries. You can also watch this for your person whose sun, moon, or rising is in Aries. And because this is a love reading, which it is, also check out your Venus, where your Venus is. This would also be for Venus in Aries. You can go on astro.com to get your natal chart and to figure out where your sun, moon, rising, and Venus is. Okay, so Aries, who are you in this relationship? What role do you play, Aries? What role are you in? Okay. So it's kind of looking at a more positive spin, okay, in the difficulties in extracting ourselves from relationships that we know are toxic and we should be able to leave, and we need to leave, but we can't leave. You know, what's going on? What lessons are we here to learn? So this is for Aries. Okay, so what I'm getting here is, okay, it's 2 3s. All right. One of emotion, but then also one with your cups. 3 of Swords, almost self-explanatory, like what's going on here, you know. It's mental and verbal energy. Swords, air energy. Cups are water element and about your emotions. So I feel it's almost like it's showing me like the dynamic at play. You know, we have such great times together, and when things are good, they're really good, and when things are bad, they're really bad. It also could be for whoever is watching this that there is a third party involved. And, you know, sometimes, or if this is reoccurring, this could be you. Aries, that your role in this relationship could be a few things. One is that you're not being honest with yourself or with your partner. You're not being truthful either about yourself at your level of commitment, or you're not being honest with yourself about theirs and what you see them doing. It could also be that you, I guess this is the same thing, you know, it's kind of like makeup to break up, makeup to break up, makeup to break up. And you are the person that kind of keeps things happy, or, you know, almost like head in the sand, even though your heart is breaking. So let's see what their rule is. And if this resonates for you, great. If it doesn't, then it's not meant for you. But just double check. You know, if you're a Virgo sun, but your Aries is in Venus and you're watching the Virgo sun, and it is not applying, well, check the Aries rising, moon, and Venus. And Venus might speak more to this for you, or elements of it. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Don't go home and start accusing people of having a third-party affair because you don't know. Or maybe you do if this is speaking to you, but I don't know. This is a general reading for people who are watching this and coming across this. If you want a more individualized reading, you can contact me. Well, this is too many cards. One, two. I'm not going to take all those cards. Who is your person? Man, it's hot in here. I am telling you. Or I'm having a hot flash. Because I'm at that age. Aries, your person. Who are they in this relationship? What is their role in this relationship? Okay, Knight of Cups. For me, the Knight of Cups comes in and he offers that cup of love, but it's not superficial, but it's not really necessarily connected to really like the emotions, the true sort of like passionate element that comes in with love and romance. It's more like what do I want to call it? It's more expressed, but it might be hard for you to feel it. It's like you can't quite connect to it. It's sort of pomp and circumstance. It's just lacking in that element of ooh, baby, baby. I don't know. So that could be, and then when I lay it down, when you look at it, you know, here, he's kind of moving in another direction. So once again, it could be that you're not getting all of your needs met, but you're not acknowledging that. And over here, you know, maybe what you're not acknowledging is he kind of could be, this isn't a player card necessarily, but he could be taking his cup away from you, or when he has handed it to you, it just doesn't light your fire, you know, I love you. Can't you see that I love you? I'm here every night. I pay for the bills. I, you know, shouldn't have to say it. Shouldn't have to tell you every night, right? Something like that. Okay, and so what are your particular challenges, Aries? It could be that, you know, for you, Aries, it is a stable person. It is a good person in your life, but you're just not happy, or you just don't, you're trying to like connect the words to some sense of emotion, you know? You want more playfulness. You want more, you know, sort of joy and date nights and, you know, rolls in the hay. And you're just not you're just not getting that. But let's see what your particular challenges are. What are your particular challenges right now in this relationship? Your particular challenges, Aries. And, you know, again, your person could be riding off and taking his cup somewhere else, if I didn't already say that, or her cup. Remember, when I'm using these pronouns, it's just because I'm staring at the depiction in the on the cards, and I see a, you know, representation of male or female gender, but just don't worry about the pronouns while I'm doing readings. You or your person, okay? So, Aries, what is your particular challenge and why you cannot quit this relationship? Why? Why can't Aries? What is Aries' particular challenge? This can be something that already exists within you, or this relationship brings out certain things within you. We've got the Page of Wands. The King of Swords. And Justice. So I do personally feel that this means this is karmic. I think this is about you being able to ask for what you want and need, to be honest and not like cutthroat. Everything is swelling up on me. Not, you know, cutting or jerky about it, but being able to say to someone, you know, this is what I want and need. This isn't working out for me. And it could be that you're unable to do that. It may be that you need to ask for a divorce, but you're afraid. It could be that this has nothing to do with asking for a divorce. It really just has to do with karma and you learning to speak up and speak your truth in a calm but very confident manner. Okay? It's not yelling and screaming, and it's not, that's not what I'm talking about. Could be, you know, you're expressing, it's just you're expressing your own truth. And what is right for you. Not what, you know, they should be doing, but just what is true for you. It's setting boundaries. It's knowing your boundaries. what are the challenges for your person? What are the challenges that are coming up as that it already exists within them, or are coming up and presenting themselves because of the dynamics in the relationship? You know, not all relationships are supposed to end, or, you know, they're just not all fairy tale. They're there so that we can learn to be in relationship and to learn to be in a mature way, but then also to mirror back to us, you know, how we are in relationship, and to help us to grow, to learn lessons, whether they're like karmic lessons or they're, yeah, I don't think this person knows what they want. All of my cards are upright, and this flew out upside down, or in reverse. Sorry, that's what we call it. So see, the upright, there's lots of options here, right? And, you know, he's got lots of options, and upright, you know, there's sort of like this dreamy, but yet unknown quality to it. Like, which thing do I pick? What is behind this little cloth? Could be, you know, fantasies and options and, you know, all of that. It could be that, actually, I'm going to change what I said. It's not that he doesn't know what he wants. I think maybe this person has decided, because, you know, again, he's kind of, his little pony, his horse is walking away from you over here. And you can see that if you're on my view and you're not. But a couple of things. He could be feeding you a bunch of bullshit, he or she. Or this person could really have decided to move towards another option, which isn't you. Let me hold this upside down. It could be there's just too many shiny things out there in the world that this person could be what's called an approach avoidant. They come towards you, and as soon as you turn back towards them, they retreat. There's just too much out there. They can't make a commitment. You know what I mean? So any or all of that. Okay. What is the purpose, the reason that you two have come together? What is the purpose of this relationship? What is the purpose of this relationship? That Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus is in. What is the purpose of this relationship? I always think that the number 7 holds potential. It's, you know, kind of stay or go, stay or go. And it, for me, the number 7 is also aligned with, you know, the spiritual potential to do something maybe that's different to help you grow. And so I think this person is very much like kind of uncertain. You know, stay with you, and you know, for you, because the person sometimes is here and, you know, saying they love you, but you're just missing something. You don't know what to do. So you might be pretending that if everything's a-okay and you're happy, but no, your challenge is to speak up and say no. Like, you're gonna have to choose me wholly and completely, and don't make me an option, or you need to go, right? I mean, I can't tell you. We'll find out about the cards, but that's what I wrote. You're my bestie. But people can learn, you know. Work through that approach avoidance. Anxious attachment. Fear of commitment. I mean, it's okay to be an independent person inside of a committed relationship, right? It's possible to work through those things, through those fears. Okay, so the purpose for this relationship, I think, is for you both, or you specifically, to acknowledge when you are in love with love. To learn that with love, it's not, you don't want to be in love with love, and you don't want to, you know, remain in an immature situation in love where it's all, you know, like external, and at the same time, you don't want to be too stodgy. You want to have joy in your relationship and be playful. But I think, let's see, I would like to get a, you know, there's just no substance. Okay. I'm not going to get a clarifier. There's just no substance. Look, you can look at any card, most any card in these decks, in this deck, and there are structures or other elements behind the figure that are kind of, they're solid. A few of them, no, but in this card, it's just water. It's just all this emotionality with nothing stable, nothing real. I mean, there's a fish staring at him, and he's wearing like this scarf, which to me looks like, it's almost like his little hat almost looks like a fish. He's just all emotion, in love with love, flowery words with no real substance. Okay. And you're supposed to be learning about creating stability in your life. This is, oh, to me, this is 11-11, because you see the two wands look like 11-11. And there's a balance of receiving and assertive, masculine and feminine energy here. In celebration, creating stability and happiness. 11-11, walking through that doorway. So for me, this is karmic. We've got another 11. This is 4, which is stability, but I see 11-11. And so I do think that you, yeah, and the Queen of Swords is underneath that card, you know, speaking her truth. She's no nonsense. Her truth is kind of the truth. So, yeah, I think you need something, you need to create something that's more stable. has form, not just words. Okay, what was I doing? And what do you, Aries, need to do and specifically learn in this relationship? What is your specific lesson, or what do you need to do? Ooh, something will pop up. What does Aries need to do? What does Aries need to do or learn? To grow in this relationship or through this relationship, in relationship with themselves? What does Aries person need to do? Is their lesson? Either way. Aries. Yep, that's the one that wanted to pop out earlier. I think this is about going ahead and going on your own. Setting out, you know, admitting that this is no longer working for you, and leave. You're not really going to be alone. You're going to leave this, potentially leave the relationship and set out for something that feels more fulfilling and stable. The Emperor's at the bottom of the deck. Okay. It could also be to go to a church or a pastor or a leader and get help. You could seek out, if you're feeling very alone, seek out counseling, seek out guidance. Okay, 5 of Pentacles. Definitely, fives are about change, and with change always comes conflict. These people, they're kind of hobbling through the storm. On the outside of this church building. Yeah, I just don't like that, one of them is hobbling. It just doesn't look like it's again, like a solid, good, stable relationship. The one that, really is on its last leg. And I think you need either to leave and just go ahead and admit that it's done, that you're not getting what you want, or seek help. Okay. Don't continue to stick your head in the sand and pretend that because, he says he loves you or he's there, here and there, that is enough, because it isn't. It isn't. Okay. And this other person, yeah, Queen of Wands, what are they supposed to be learning? They're supposed to be learning to go, not to be wishy-washy, to be assertive and go for what they want, honestly, passionately, courageously, sometimes people stay in relationships and they tell the other person, you know, like, I love you, and, you know, blah, 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 but they really, maybe they've fallen out of love, or that passion is gone, and then they don't know how to, they don't want to hurt the other person's feelings, so they just kind of stay there, and they keep them, you know, stringing them along, and they really need to grow a pair. And, you know, look at her legs, how she sits. Like, yeah, she's pretty freaking confident in that gown of hers, and she's ready to go for what she wants, and she wants passion. And she's not afraid to move towards it. She's not going to be wishy-washy. She's going to act. So that's what your person needs to do. Quit stringing you along. And the highest possible outcome. Right now, for you, Aries, the highest possible outcome for you right now in this relationship. Oops, no, can't do that. Well, the bottom of the deck. Rustle up your courage and your strength to deal with this situation. For you also to really be honest with yourself about what you want. If you leave, you might have this whole new opportunity to figure out, well, there's more out there, you know, and you deserve more. You deserve more than someone that comes and goes with this cup. It makes you an option, not a choice. Words are meaningless, you know. I mean, they have power, but you gotta, you know, it's kind of like, show me the money. Demonstrate that you love me, that you want me, that you choose me. Right? Highest possible outcome. Got the Four of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. So I think for you is to take, you can hold on to what is positive for you. Again, what you've learned in this relationship, like setting boundaries. And be grateful for that part, but then take what you've learned and go figure out a better place to plant it, or what you're going to do with it. If you know that you need to learn how to set boundaries, then set them. And that can be in this relationship, right? Because this isn't saying like you have to break up. It isn't. But why, the question is, why can't I quit you? What's this whole relationship about? What's it teaching me? How will I learn in it? You can grow, and then you don't have to be thinking about quitting it. But the whole like this why can't I quit you is this whole sense that like I need to get out of this. But if you're not somebody who sets your boundaries, then maybe what you need to do is learn how to set your boundaries so that the knight becomes the king, grows the hell up, and actually knows how to express his emotions and be nurturing and present and passionate and, you know, a good father and, you know, all of those things. So I think right now, just think about the right now. I think that is, you know, you've got to figure out your boundaries. Whatever's working, that's fine. Learn your lessons, accept your lessons, accept what this relationship is teaching you, and then decide what you want to do with that. And let's get a message from the John Holland Psychic Tarot for the heart chakra. A message for Aries. A message for Aries. For Aries. Does Aries need to know? I'm only reading these right side up, okay? So I have some of them upside down as I'm shuffling them, but they're not. Okay. Message for Aries. Whoops. Yep. Seek the truth. 7 of Swords. What is your truth? Don't say something's okay if it isn't. And what are they saying? What are they telling you? Are they trying to get away with something? Are they being honest with you and with themselves? It's time to speak up. Okay. And I don't know why. I guess I'm just want a general message for you from the archangels. I don't know why I chose to use this deck. I probably should have done. No, I'm not going to use this deck. Okay. I don't know why I was choosing this deck. I'm going to choose the sorry. I'm gonna choose, you know, I'm just learning this. I'm gonna choose from the Animal Spirit guidebook. Okay, so guidance, energy, wisdom for you, Aries, to integrate moving forward. Seeking the truth, setting your boundaries, seeking the truth, setting your boundaries, being honest with yourself and with your other person, not, you know, growing in mature love, not superficial, being in love with love. Okay. What do you, animal spirits, can you integrate? Okay. So look at hyena. The moon is half lit, half dark. Something is amiss here, right? Something is not 100% on board and being honest. And then the hummingbird. And the hummingbird, look at all the color, and he's like coming out from the sun. And they are such a happy, joyous vision to see, and they're so quick. So I think act quickly from a place of really wanting to experience joy, whether it's in this relationship and being honest in this relationship and growing this relationship, or going and finding your joy and your bliss. I'm not going to read everything. I'm going to look up hyena. Just kind of give you a synopsis from the book, but you can just take what I said. Below the surface, there are unfulfilled dreams to be realized. It's time to reflect on your reliance on sarcasm and humor to express your truth. Are you using jokes to hide old resentments in relationships or to mask things you feel uncomfortable discussing? What would happen if you took your goals seriously and you were that King of Swords and you spoke your truth? And Hummingbird. Where are you, little hummingbird? So cute. I just love seeing hummingbirds. I do. They're just so magical to me. Inside the tiny hummingbird resides an endless well of energy and positivity. Hummingbird's secret is that it has learned where to gather nectar. Where is your sugar? It's not in a lying, deceptive relationship, either with yourself or to someone else. And it returns to these sources daily for nourishment and rejuvenation. Usually involves nature, creativity, and exploring spirituality. Follow the way of the hummingbird and you cannot go wrong. When in balance, smart, curious, loves to learn. When out of balance, pushy, insistent, and sharp. Okay, to bring into balance, take a class. I think if you are somebody that when you're trying to express your hurt and disappointment and frustration with this push-pull, approach avoidant, wishy-washy kind of person, if you're on the attack, stop. Be centered and grounded and get some help. Take a class, something that fills you with joy. Okay. So, thank you. Thank you, Aries, for being here. And honey, be you. Remember that you matter and your life has meaning and purpose, and you get to decide what that is. Okay. No one else decides that for you. You decide that for you. Okay. And when you heal the next person and all the people around you just by your healed presence. Okay. Thank you for being here.